Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Today we're bringing you a used Newmar coach. One of the biggest requests that we get is, do you have a slightly used Newmar coach? I'm in a slightly used Newmar coach. That's a good thing. Well, what are we in? We're in a Ventana. This is a 2017 model, and this is the 3709. And I wanted to get the video out right away on this. This just came in yesterday, mostly because last year we had never stocked the 3709 before. We stocked it for the first time last year. We got it in, we did a video on it, we sold it within a couple of weeks, and then we just had constant requests for more 3709s, but by the time we got to a position where we could reorder those, Newmar had already filled all their production spots for the year, so I couldn't get another one. So I got the next best thing, a very slightly used one. So beautiful coach, bath and a half with hydronic heating, which is of course some of the things that we look for in a nice diesel pusher. So without further ado, we'll start up in the cockpit area here. This is on a Freightliner chassis, so you have a 4 airbag chassis. We'll just fire it up and see what the exact mileage is today. How about that? Now, I'm sure on the video you didn't even hear that start. That's the nice part about diesel pushers. You don't even hear them running most of the time. All right. Let's see here. The actual mileage on the odometer right now, 85.55. How about that? That's pretty good. That's pretty low mileage, right? Okay, so I will shut that off. We do, of course, have backup and side cameras, and we have built-in navigation. We have our built-in little cell phone charger right here, too. If you lay pretty much any of the Android phones will charge right there, and you can even do it with iPhone, too. If you've got, like, I think the iPhone 10 has the QI charging in it, and in the wireless charging, rather, and the even if you have an older iPhone, you can put a special case on it that will enable it to do the wireless charging. So that's pretty neat. Dual cup holders up here. Of course, the tilt wheel's done with your foot, so you can stop it in any position you want, and it telescopes also. You can do really small adjustments. This coach, of course, does have the Newmar Comfort Drive on it. If you're not familiar with Newmar Comfort Drive, we did a separate video on this. Look on our webpage at www.mountcomfortrv.com. and we'll link both those videos to this coach. Fully automatic leveling system, Allison 6-speed transmission, and the selector for that is right over here. Our front shades up in the front, we have both a screen type shade that you can see through and our privacy shade here. Those are power shades. The rest of these are manual, and each window does have 2 shades. They have a screen shade like this, where during the day you can see out but people can't see in, and then at night you have your blackout shades, your privacy shade. So every window has 2 shades there. All right, cockpit area does have a couple of drawers here. Above my head here we have the Sony home theater system with the Sony Blu-ray player. So this is a complete surround sound system with a subwoofer and everything. It's a really good sounding system. It's getting a little stuffy in here, Tony. I'm going to turn on a little air. There we go. Our generator is running, by the way, so you probably can't even hear it on the video. It's so quiet, but again, we like to put these coaches comfortable when we do the videos. All right, so up top here we have our inverter control. This is a 2800 watt inverter because this is an all electric coach. And this even has the auto generator start, where you can set that generator to start automatically at certain temperatures or at certain times, or certainly at low voltage as well. As you can see here, we do have, because it is an all electric coach, we do have an Oasis system. I had the burner on for that. I'll shut that off. But this is what heats your water and gives you unlimited hot water. It also is what supplies, it's your main heating source for the coach. If it's below about 40 degrees, that's what you'll want to use. You also have a fireplace here. And I believe we also have heat pumps. Let me confirm that. On a used coach, you got to be careful what you say, since we didn't order it. Let's see here. There we go. Yes, it does have heat pumps built into it as well, so that's good. So fireplace, hydronic heating if it's below 40 degrees, heat pumps if it's 40 degrees or above. Lots of ways to heat this coach. Nice part about this system is it does not use any propane, since there is no propane on this coach. It is a all-electric coach, but this system will run off of diesel fuel or electric, either one. Now 3709, that means this is a 37-foot coach, 37-foot bath and a half coach. So they've had to make good use of their space in here. Of course, his driver and passenger chairs do rotate around. And if you have a 43 or 45-foot coach, you may not rotate these chairs around very often. On a 37-foot coach, I think it's more imperative that you will rotate these around and that they have good viewing angles to the television, which they do. Your main TV is actually right here. Oops. Televator switch should be right here. There we go. So from the sofa, from the forward side of the booth, forward facing side of the booth, and both chairs, you have really good viewing angles to the television, so that's nice. This is a residential style hide-a-bed here with an air mattress built into it. It's not the little like Walmart air mattress that sits on top of the pad. No, it's built within the mattress, ticking, and has its own inflator, blows up in about 30 seconds. That is our most comfortable bed that we offer in the RV industry, so that's nice. All right, let's take a look at some of the storage over here above and below the TV. Let me get these doors opened. These are all lined cabinets. There's your plethora of remotes. Sorry, Tony, I'm getting in Tony's way. Then over here we do have some storage to the left of the fireplace. Now the fireplace can be set up to either just provide heat or heat and ambiance, or just ambiance. You can turn off the heat portion of it and still have the flame. So even if it's 75 degrees outside and you just want to have a little extra ambiance, you can do that. Nice little spot up here, probably for spices. That's what they had in mind anyway. If you buy it, I don't care what you put there. We have a 30-inch residential convection microwave. We have a 2-burner induction cooktop here. Now this coach just came in, so you might see a few crumbs and stuff around. We haven't had a chance to clean it or anything, but I don't think it'll be here that long, honestly. There's been too much request for that. So storage, this is above your kitchen sink area. Beautiful Corian work by Newmar. Now this has the 360 horsepower Cummins engine in it. Let's look at some of our lower storage while we're here. Nice big drawer here, and 2 more right below. Three drawers here. And take a look here. There's our bag with all the original owner's manuals and everything in it. Nice pull-out drawer here, a little flip-down drawer here. All right, and then under here, double bowl stainless sink with a pull-down sink sprayer. And nice Corian sink covers. All right. Over here we have what's called a Euro booth. A Euro booth does have a leaf that drops into it. It does have storage underneath it, and it is extremely comfortable. Now sometimes booths are making a big comeback, and I'm glad, because I think they make a lot of sense in a motorhome application. In truth, many years ago our industry kind of screwed up the idea of a booth in a high-end motorhome, because they were putting booths in them that were straight out of a cheap travel trailer, quite frankly. And they were built out of 2x2s and plywood, and they put a foam cover on it and they called it a booth. They weren't comfortable. They were very, very, very firm. The cushions would never sit on them properly. They were just, like I said, they were something that we tried to cannibalize as an industry out of the cheap travel trailer section and throw them in a high-end motorhome, and people rebelled, and they were right to. And that's why for years and years and years, all you saw was table and chairs in a motorhome. You rarely saw in a high-end motorhome, particularly a diesel pusher, you rarely saw a booth. Well, finally, somebody got smart and said, you know, booths can actually be pretty comfortable if you have somebody like, I don't know, Flex Steel build it, where you have inner springs underneath the cushions, you have a nice seat deck under there, just like a sofa or a love seat would have, you have a nice wraparound cushion that's going to stay in place, and you give the customer plenty of room. The other thing I always heard about booths was there's no room for anybody that's got any type of gut on them. Well, I'm not a skinny guy, and trust me, there's a lot of room here, and this is very comfortable. The other reason this makes a lot of sense is because sometimes your seating needs to be dual purpose in a motorhome, particularly the smaller we get. This 37-foot motorhome, you know, you might have guests over, and this would be a very comfortable spot to sit out and watch TV or enjoy the fireplace or just be in the conversation. So very comfortable. 4 people can sit here comfortably. There is a leaf that goes in here as well. This pulls out. There you go. So leaf's back in the back closet. It is here. So all right, there's kind of our front half or so of the motorhome. Come back here, we have a Whirlpool residential refrigerator. Pull out freezer down below with an ice maker, complete with ice cubes now. You can tell this coach just got here, we still have ice cubes. Nice size pantry. 6 pull-out drawers. Those are adjustable in height as well. That's one of our best pantries in diesel pusher land. And then, as I mentioned, it is a bath and a half. Let's take a look in here. Let me get the storage open, Tony, and I'll let you do your magic. Okay, one of the drawers in here, one of the top cabinets in here is just going to be circuit breakers and fuses. And there we go. Half baths are the trickiest thing we try to film. It's just not room for 2 of us in there. But good storage in here, toilet, sink, vanity, everything a half bath needs. And the idea of the half bath is, you know, some people look at it as a guest bath once you're all set up. But going down the road, this will be your main bathroom, because, you know, that one you're going to have to climb over the bed to get to, and that's not always easy. So this is your main bathroom while you're going down the road. You do have a fantastic fan in the kitchen. It's controlled right down here on the wall. Okay. Light switches here, and this everybody always asks what this little guy is. That's a little temperature sniffer. It attaches to your main thermostat so that they can kind of do some zoning in the RV and take kind of a sample of what the temperature is at different portions of the motorhome. All right, so come into the main bedroom. We have 2 nice little wardrobes here. Nice Sony television again. So that's 3 TVs, 1 in the overhead, 1 here, 1 in the televator. So televisions are not a problem. Then take a look down below. We're going to have lots of drawers, lots of storage in the bedroom. Okay, this little drawer flips down and reveals another Blu-ray player. And then another drawer there. Oh, comes with a penny if you hurry. All right, walk around queen bed. And this is a sleep number bed. See the little pump for the sleep number down there. Tremendous storage under the bed, and this stays up on the struts on its own. Okay. Let's look at the storage above. Okay, and that other side's going to look just like this side. So multiply that times 2 and you get the picture. There are outlets on either side of the bed as well. So if anybody has a CPAP machine or just wants to charge their cell phone. One small step up into the bathroom, into the main bathroom. Okay, and then we have a 38-inch neo-angle corner shower here. Plenty big enough. It's not as big as, you know, some of those 43-footers out there. But again, I'm not a small guy. I go about 215, 220, and I'm 5'9", 5'10". So certainly adequate space in there. We look over here. We have a stackable washer dryer. Get my arm out of the way there. There's our second toilet, and behind the second toilet we have our emergency egress door. The emergency egress door is something that came out in 2017 with Newmar as an emergency exit. So this was, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, this was the first year for it. That door does not open from the outside, even though there's locks on the inside. There's no handle on the outside. So you would open that and jump. Doesn't sound pleasant, but it's a lot better than going head first out a small window. So that's a nice idea there. So there, I think we did a separate video on that as well. So there's 2 videos I get if you go to our website at www.mountcomfortrv.com. There's 2 videos that Tony will link to this. We have a secondary wardrobe right here. Good hanging spot. There's a lot of light in there, and there's a safe in there. So there's a lot of storage in this 37-foot motorhome. Let's open this up. We have a medicine cabinet. Look at Tony trying to stay out of the shot there. I'm gonna make it challenging on him. Okay, good storage below as well. So there we go. This is our 37-foot Ventana bath and a half diesel pusher motorhome that somebody else owned and put a few miles on. Hopefully you like this. We're going to go do the outside now. Actually, what we'll do first, we're going to close up the slides real quick here. I know everybody likes to see that shot. We're going to close up the slides, get you a shot of that, then we'll walk around the outside. We'll be right back. Okay, our 3709 37-foot diesel pusher has 3 slide outs on it. We didn't really talk about that. We have a full wall slide on this side, so that goes from the driver's seat all the way to the main bathroom back in the back. So that's a big slide out. Then we have 2 slides on the passenger side, or what we call the door side of the coach. So this is one slide here being the kitchen area. The other is the bed itself slides out. So those are our 3 slide outs. Right now they are all 3 in, and really nice walkway through here. I mean, I'm not even turning sideways or anything. Really nice, really roomy all the way through here. This is the point right here at the end of this booth where it does get a little snug. It's not bad. You do have to turn a little sideways to get through here, but it's certainly very doable. Right here, we can still get in our refrigerator, okay? Get in either side. If I needed to get something, I could certainly do it. And the main point is we need to be able to get into this bathroom. To get into the bathroom, you simply pass it up and then come back to it. Somebody left all these cabinet doors open, Tony. Okay, so those are the things that you need to be able to access going down the road. We can also certainly get to the microwave, wash our hands at either the bathroom sink or the kitchen sink, either one. So we can get around inside this coach. All right, let's go take a look at the outside. There's a beautiful paint scheme on the outside of this and lots of storage. Let's go take a look. Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Going to show you the outside of our 3709 Ventana. This is a slightly used 2017 model, as we spoke about. I almost forgot, before you look at the outside, please click like and subscribe on our page, if you will. Feel free to leave any comments you have, critiques, keep them clean, and just let us know if there's something we could be doing better, or if you have any questions on this product. We do try to get on there pretty regularly and answer those questions. So without further ado, right this way. All right, 3709 Ventana. Of course, we have the big chrome Velvac mirrors on here, and those are power and heated mirrors like you would expect. We do have backup and side cameras, so you can always see who's in that blind spot. Not going to run over that little car that likes to hide right there where you can't see him in your mirror. So that's nice. Those are turn signal activated, by the way, if you haven't driven one of these before. As soon as you turn your turn signal on, it turns on that camera and shows you what exactly is in your blind spot, which is what we all want to know. One of my favorite features on here is actually the keyless entry that's involved here. So you punch in your own personal 5-digit code and it'll unlock your door and your baggage doors. There's also a button on the inside that'll unlock your baggage doors. So if you're one of those guys with the Class A now that's going around with a key to each and every one of those baggage doors, you know what a pain in the butt that is. How about you hit one button and lock or unlock your doors, or even do it with the touchpad? That's nice. There's even a doorbell. All right. Aluminum wheels. When you get into some of the lesser expensive coaches, that's one of the first things they'll chintz on. They'll put a steel wheel on it with a hubcap on it. This actually does have aluminum wheels on it, as well as dual fuel fill. You can fill your fuel from either side. Now, nice storage bay here, and this is really tall. And the one next to it, we've got some things laying in there. What in the world are those things? Well, you may have heard of the Newmar hammock option. This one was optioned in with the dual hammock option, his and hers. Okay, so this is where it attaches to the coach here, and there's another one right there on the end of that slide where you can attach a hammock to. Those all fit down inside those bags and everything, and you can stretch them right out here. This one would be even under your awning. This one would be out in the sun, so you have choices. So that's really nice. The hammocks, the dual hammock option is on this coach. Those things that you see laying on that pull-out slide tray, those are actually spare tiles from the same lot that these tiles that are on the floor came from. So it makes it very, very nice. If you ever would, now we normally don't have any trouble with tiles on Newmars, but if somebody dropped a skillet or something and you broke a tile, you've got spares that can easily be put in and not ruin your day. All right, a little pegboard here. Now behind this are our water tanks. That's how you access those for serviceability. But Newmar didn't want to just waste this compartment. A lot of coaches right in front of the axle here, this is not a door that opens. With Newmar it is. It's not a very deep drawer for obvious reasons, but they did put you a power outlet out here and plenty of room to hang some tools on a pegboard, that type of thing. We come back over here, we've got another storage compartment here. All of these compartments do have lights in the basement, by the way, so nice little storage compartment here, and that is fully lined. Couple of things, again, the basement floor, nobody ever talks about their basement floor. The basement floor on a Newmar is like this thick, okay? I'm talking about that floor down there, it's like this thick. Pretty much all the competition out there uses a floor that's this thin or thinner. They'll use fiberglass, they'll use steel, they'll talk about their baggage doors being insulated, but what they never talk about is that basement floor. Well, with a motorhome, when you're trying to protect your water tanks, when you're trying to, protect from cold temperatures with your water lines, that type of thing, you're only as strong as your weakest point. And for most of them, the weakest point is the floor, not on a Newmar. So that's something all the way through. That basement's nice and thick. The other thing, didn't talk about yet, look at the way that slide room fits. It's a flush mount slide. They don't use a 4-inch wide piece of plastic to hide that seam because their slides actually fit flush. The advantage of being flush is that's less chance for water penetration when you're going down the road. It certainly looks better, but also wind noise. Maybe that's one of the biggest things we deal with on motorhomes is, hey, I got this little wind noise. Well, when your slides actually recess back into the wall, not much chance for wind noise. So moving on. These are your chassis batteries. These are the ones that start the coach, and that little red knob right above it is how we disconnect those batteries in the event that we put this coach into storage and we're not going to use it for a little bit. Back to the back, we do have a rear radiator coach here. Behind that is a 360 horsepower Cummins engine with 800 foot-pounds of torque. This coach will tow 10,000 pounds. So that'll get you up to date on your specs. This is, like I said earlier, a Freightliner chassis. It's a good looking coach when we get it all closed up here. I love the mirrored finish on those. The backup camera's molded in. We do have a ladder on this coach. Sometimes people like a ladder. We get into our real high coaches, Dutch Star on up, they typically don't have ladders on them. Now, I'm kind of torn on that. I love the look of them without the ladder, but boy, sometimes it's nice to have a ladder to be able to get on that roof as well. Speaking of roof, this is a one-piece fiberglass roof, rolled over the edges. It's a cap type, a one-piece fiberglass cap style roof. That's the best roof used in our industry. So, all right, moving on. Storage and storage. Now, in a lot of coaches, you're not going to get this to be a storage compartment. You open this door and you can see the side of the engine. It's not a real deep spot, but Newmar knows the number one thing that RVers want is more storage. So they gave you that little spot. And then look at this one right here. We actually have a 50 amp shore power cord on a power rewind reel. Move over one more compartment. There's two things you see here. Over here on the right, we actually have our storage for our sewer hose. That's where the sewer hose goes, and that way it's not with anything else. We want it to be on its own. Next to that is your DEF tank. That's diesel exhaust fluid. That's for your engine's emissions. You fill that every so often. Most people 2-3 times a year is all they have to fill that. You use about a gallon of DEF for every 50 gallons of fuel that you use. This is for the after treatment of the engine. If you have specific questions on that, I can definitely answer those for you. I don't want to get too much into it here because if you know how that works and what it's all about, I'll bore everybody else. I'll bore those guys that know what it's all about to sleep, and I don't want to do that. So call me if you have questions on DEF. Okay, in our wet bay, again, nice thick floor in here. This is a heated compartment. Whenever your hydronic heating is running and heating your coach, you will also be heating this compartment, which is nice because this is where your water hooks up. There is a power hose reel there on the right, a whole house water filtration system. We have a black tank rinse on here and hot and cold water to wash up with out here. Our termination point there where our knife valves are, where we dump our tanks, that's actually enclosed in this area as well. Again, this is a heated compartment, so that's nice. Moving back one more compartment, we actually have our Oasis system. Oasis is our hydronic heating system. Think of hydronic heating like a boiler room in the basement of a building that heats the fluid and circulates it up throughout. That's basically how the system works. It works a lot better than that, but that's the principle behind it. There's what we call a boiler antifreeze, which is a glycol that circulates throughout the coach and heats our water and also heats the coach when we want it to. Believe it or not, that will also heat off of the engine as well. When you're driving down the road, you'll have hot water just because they ran a loop back to the engine to heat up that glycol. So this system doesn't even have to be on for you to have hot water going down the road. All right, there's the other half of our hammocks. Moving over, we have 8 6-volt batteries. They're wired so that they do produce 12 volts. They're on a pull-out tray, so maintenance is very, very easy on those. Those are a wet cell battery on this coach. Then we do have our other half of the fuel fill here. So like I said, you could fill from either side. Up front, in this front compartment, this is an area hopefully you won't have to play in too much. These are Freightliner fuses. So this is chassis fuses and maintenance. And you do have this one little handle back here that when we pull it, actually pops open the front hood. In the front hood, we come forward, we have an Onan diesel generator, 8,000 watts. To the right of that, you see a little red knob. The little red knob is our hot water to generator option. And what that means is we ran a hot water spigot up to the generator compartment so that if you want to clean the bugs off the windshield, you can do it with hot water instead of cold. I think that sounds a lot better. All right, let's close these compartment doors on up. We're going to take one final shot and show you how good this coach looks all closed up. And back for the final time. Look at the paint job on this. This is Newmar's masterpiece finish. It is gorgeous. This is a paint scheme we never actually really stocked here, so I'm really digging it. Sometimes my eye just gets attracted to stuff I don't see as often, but that's a gorgeous paint scheme in my opinion. I hope you like it too. Tony will kind of walk around and get some front and back shots of that with everything closed up as well. Folks, don't forget, if you like this video, if you appreciate the effort we put forth, please don't forget to ask for me when you call in or come in. That is why we do these videos. They're certainly not something we have to do, but we actually do enjoy it, and they've been good to us. If you follow the one simple rule of give me a little bit of love and ask for me when you come in, and that'll take care of everything. Thanks for watching. My name is Chris Anderson. I'm with Mount Comfort RV. Hope to see you soon.